Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about a simple but powerful idea. If you master these 5 rules, your future will never be the same. Every successful person, whether they are an entrepreneur, scientist, athlete, or leader, follows certain principles that guide their decisions. Success is not about luck. It is about habits and mindset. Let me share 5 life-changing rules that can help anyone build a brighter future. One of the most important decisions you can ever make is to take full responsibility for your own life. This simple idea has the power to transform your future more than any amount of talent, luck, or opportunity. Many people spend years blaming others for their problems. They blame their parents, teachers, friends, society, the economy, or even bad luck. While it is true that life is not always fair, constantly blaming others only keeps us trapped in the same place. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility, you take back control of your future. Taking responsibility does not mean pretending that difficult situations do not exist. Everyone faces challenges. Some people grow up with fewer opportunities, experience failure, or deal with unexpected hardships. These circumstances are real, but they do not have to determine the rest of your life. What truly matters is how you respond to them. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control your attitude, your decisions, and your actions. Those choices shape the direction of your life. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. You realize that your success depends on the effort you are willing to make. If your grades are low, you study harder. If your skills are not good enough, you practice until they improve. If you make a mistake, you admit it, learn from it, and move forward instead of making excuses. Every mistake becomes an opportunity to grow rather than a reason to give up. This mindset builds confidence because you know that your future is in your own hands. History is filled with people who succeeded despite enormous difficulty because they refused to blame their circumstances. They accepted responsibility for changing their lives through determination, discipline, and hard work. Their stories remind us that success is not reserved for people with perfect lives. It belongs to those who are willing to take ownership of their actions and remain committed to their goals, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Taking responsibility also means being honest with yourself. It requires you to recognize your weaknesses and work on improving them instead of ignoring them. It means keeping your promises, managing your time wisely, respecting others, and accepting the consequences of your choices. This kind of honesty may not always be comfortable, but it is the foundation of personal growth. Every day gives you a new opportunity to become a better version of yourself through the choices you make. Imagine 2 people facing the same challenge. One spends all their time complaining and blaming everyone around them. The other accepts the challenge, looks for solutions, and starts taking action. After a few months or years, their lives will likely look very different. The difference is not luck. It is responsibility. The person who takes ownership grows stronger, learns valuable lessons, and continues moving forward, while the one who blames others remains stuck. Remember, your future is not written by your past or by the opinions of others. It is written by the decisions you make every single day. When you choose responsibility over excuses, action over complaints, and growth over fear, you unlock your true potential. The greatest power you have is not the ability to change the world overnight, but the ability to change yourself. And when you change yourself, you begin to change your future. Learning is one of the greatest investments a person can make because it is something that no one can ever take away from you. The world is constantly changing. New discoveries, new technologies, and new ways of thinking appear every day. The knowledge and skills that were enough yesterday may not be enough tomorrow. This is why the people who continue to learn throughout their lives are the ones who stay ahead, adapt to change, and create new opportunities for themselves. Education does not end when you leave school or graduate from college. In fact, real learning begins when you become curious enough to seek knowledge on your own. Many people believe that learning only happens inside a classroom, but that is far from the truth. Every experience in life teaches us something valuable. We learn from our successes because they show us what works, and we learn even more from our failures because they reveal what needs to change. Every conversation, every book, every challenge, and every mistake can become a lesson if we are willing to pay attention. A curious mind sees opportunities to learn everywhere, while a closed mind misses valuable lessons that life offers every day. One of the greatest qualities of successful people is that they never stop asking questions. They understand that no matter how much they know, there is always something new to discover. They read books, attend seminars, watch educational videos, listen to experts, and seek advice from people who have more experience. Instead of pretending to know everything, they remain humble enough to keep learning. This attitude helps them grow continuously and prepares them for the future. In today's digital world, learning has become easier than ever before. With just a smartphone or a computer, anyone can access thousands of books, online courses, educational videos, podcasts, and lectures from some of the world's best teachers. Whether you want to learn a new language, improve your communication skills, study science, master computer programming, or understand business, the resources are available at your fingertips. The only real question is whether you are willing to use them. The opportunities to learn are greater than ever, but success still depends on your commitment and discipline. Learning also develops confidence. When you gain new knowledge and skills, you become more capable of solving problems and making better decisions. Every new skill you master opens another door of opportunity. A student who studies regularly performs better in examinations. An employee who learns new technologies becomes more valuable at work. An entrepreneur who studies the market makes wiser business decisions. Continuous learning allows people to adapt to changing circumstances instead of fearing them. At the same time, learning teaches patience and perseverance. Not every skill can be mastered in a single day. Whether you are learning to play a musical instrument, speak a foreign language, write effectively, or solve complex mathematical problems, progress comes through consistent effort. There will be moments of confusion, frustration, and even failure. But these moments are part of the learning process. Every expert was once a beginner who refused to give up. Every mistake is simply another step toward improvement. Another important benefit of lifelong learning is that it broadens your perspective. When you learn about different cultures, ideas, and experiences, you become more open-minded and understanding. You begin to appreciate different viewpoints instead of judging them quickly. This not only makes you wiser, but also helps you build stronger relationships with people from different backgrounds. Knowledge encourages empathy, creativity, and critical thinking, which are essential qualities for both personal and professional success. Learning should never be driven only by the desire to earn money or achieve a better career. It should also be motivated by the joy of personal growth and the satisfaction of becoming a better version of yourself. Every book you read, every skill you develop, and every lesson you learn adds value to your life. The more you learn, the more confident, capable, and prepared you become for whatever challenges the future may bring. Never allow yourself to believe that you know enough. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Life will always present new challenges, and those who continue to learn will always be better equipped to overcome them. Stay curious, ask questions, seek knowledge wherever you can, and embrace every opportunity to improve yourself. Remember, learning is not a destination but a lifelong journey, and every step you take on that journey brings you closer to success, wisdom, and a brighter future. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that they must be perfect before they can succeed. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity before taking action. They think they need to have every skill, every answer, and every resource before they begin. As a result, they often remain stuck, watching others move forward while they continue waiting. The truth is that success does not belong to those who are perfect. It belongs to those who are consistent. Small actions repeated every day are far more powerful than occasional bursts of perfection. Consistency means showing up even when you do not feel motivated. It means working toward your goals day after day, whether the progress is fast or slow. Some days you may feel energetic and productive, while other days you may feel tired or discouraged. However, people who achieve great things understand that success is built through discipline, not just motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but consistency creates lasting habits that lead to extraordinary results over time. Think about a student preparing for an important examination. One student studies for 10 hours on a single day and then does nothing for the rest of the week. Another student studies for just 1 or 2 hours every day without missing a session. At first, the first student may appear to be working harder, but over time, the second student gains a deeper understanding of the subject because learning is reinforced every day. This simple example shows that steady effort is often more effective than occasional intensity. The same principle applies to every area of life. Athletes become stronger by training regularly, not by exercising once a month. Writers improve by writing every day, not by waiting for inspiration. Musicians master their instruments through daily practice, not by performing perfectly once in a while. Successful business owners build their companies through consistent decisions and continuous improvement rather than expecting instant success. No matter what goal you choose, consistent effort is the bridge between dreams and achievement. Many people fear making mistakes because they believe failure means they are not good enough. In reality, mistakes are an essential part of progress. Every successful person has experienced failure, made poor decisions, and faced setbacks. The difference is that they did not allow those mistakes to stop them. Instead, they learned from them and continued moving forward. Progress is always more valuable than perfection because every step teaches you something new. If you wait until everything is perfect, you may never begin at all. Consistency also builds self-confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove that you are capable of discipline and commitment. Whether it is reading a few pages of a book each day, exercising regularly, saving a small amount of money every month, or practicing a new skill. Each consistent action strengthens your belief in your own abilities. Over time, these small victories create powerful habits that become part of your character. One of the greatest examples of consistency can be found in nature. A tiny drop of water may seem weak, but when it falls continuously on the same rock for many years, it can carve deep marks into the stone. The water does not succeed because it is powerful, it succeeds because it is persistent. In the same way, your daily efforts may seem small and insignificant at first, but over weeks, months, and years, they create remarkable changes in your knowledge, skills, and confidence. It is also important to remember that consistency requires patience. We live in a world where people often expect immediate results, but meaningful success rarely happens overnight. A tree does not grow into a giant in a single week, and a successful career is not built in a single month. Every worthwhile achievement requires time, effort, and persistence. When results are slow, many people become discouraged and quit. Those who remain consistent during difficult times are the ones who eventually reach their goals. Do not compare your progress with someone else's journey. Every person starts from a different place and moves at a different pace. What matters is not whether you are moving faster than others, but whether you are moving forward every day. Even a small improvement each day adds up to significant growth over time. Celebrate your progress, learn from your mistakes, and focus on becoming a little better than you were yesterday. Remember, perfection is impossible, but consistency is a choice that anyone can make. You do not need to be the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented person to succeed. You simply need the determination to keep showing up, keep learning, and keep improving. Every small step you take today becomes part of the foundation for your future success. In the end, it is not perfection that changes lives. It is the quiet power of consistent effort, repeated day after day, that turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. The people you spend the most time with have a powerful influence on the person you become. Whether you realize it or not, your friends, classmates, colleagues, and even the people you follow online can shape your thoughts, attitudes, habits, and ambitions. This is why choosing your circle wisely is one of the most important decisions you can make for your future. Your environment can either encourage you to grow or hold you back from reaching your true potential. If you surround yourself with people who inspire you, support you, and challenge you to become better, you are far more likely to achieve your goals. There is a famous saying, "Show me your friends and I will show you your future." This saying reminds us that the people around us influence the choices we make every day. If your friends value education, honesty, hard work, and kindness, you will naturally begin to develop those same qualities. On the other hand, if you spend your time with people who constantly complain, waste their time, or make poor decisions, you may slowly adopt those habits without even noticing. Human beings naturally learn from the people around them, which is why your circle matters so much. Positive friends do more than simply make you feel happy. They encourage you when you face challenges, celebrate your achievements without jealousy, and motivate you to keep moving forward when you feel like giving up. A true friend is someone who believes in your potential even when you doubt yourself. They give honest advice, point out your mistakes with kindness, and inspire you to become a better version of yourself. Such friendships are valuable because they help you grow both personally and professionally. At the same time, it is important to recognize relationships that have a negative impact on your life. Some people constantly criticize others, spread negativity, or pressure their friends into making bad decisions. They may encourage unhealthy habits, distract you from your goals, or make you feel that success is impossible. Spending too much time with such people can slowly damage your confidence, your motivation, and even your character. Choosing your circle wisely sometimes means having the courage to distance yourself from relationships that prevent you from growing. This does not mean that you should judge people based on their wealth, popularity, or social status. Instead, pay attention to their values, attitudes, and actions. A person with a kind heart, a positive attitude, and strong principles is often a far better companion than someone who is successful but dishonest or selfish. Good character is far more valuable than fame or material possessions. The best friends are those who encourage you to become wiser, kinder, and more responsible every day. Choosing your circle wisely also means seeking mentors and role models. These may be teachers, coaches, parents, relatives, community leaders, or experienced professionals who have achieved success through honesty and hard work. Their knowledge and guidance can help you avoid mistakes and make better decisions. Listening to people who have already walked the path you wish to follow can save you years of trial and error. A mentor not only shares knowledge but also inspires confidence and provides direction during difficult times. In today's world, your circle extends beyond the people you meet in person. Social media has become a major influence on our thinking and behavior. The content you watch, the accounts you follow, and the online communities you join all affect your mindset. If your social media feed is filled with negativity, arguments, and meaningless distractions, it can consume your time and energy. However, if you choose to follow educators, motivational speakers, entrepreneurs, scientists, authors, and people who share valuable knowledge, your online environment can become a powerful source of learning and inspiration. Another important part of choosing your circle wisely is becoming the kind of person others want to be around. Friendship is not only about finding good people, but also about being a good friend yourself. Be honest, trustworthy, respectful, supportive, and dependable. Celebrate the success of others instead of feeling jealous. Offer encouragement when someone is struggling, and always treat people with kindness and respect. When you develop these qualities, you naturally attract people with similar values into your life. Remember that one positive conversation can change your perspective. One inspiring friend can help you discover your potential, and one wise mentor can completely transform your future. The relationships you build today will influence the opportunities you receive tomorrow. Therefore, choose people who bring out the best in you, who encourage your dreams, and who remind you of your worth during difficult times. Life is too short to spend it with people who constantly bring you down. In the end, success is rarely achieved alone. Behind every successful person is a network of supportive family members, loyal friends, inspiring mentors, and positive influences who believed in them along the way. Choose your circle with wisdom because the people around you will either push you toward your dreams or pull you away from them. Surround yourself with those who inspire growth, encourage excellence, and remind you to keep moving forward. When you choose the right people, you create an environment where success becomes not just a possibility but an expectation. Failure is something that every person experiences at some point in life. No matter how talented, intelligent, or hardworking someone may be, setbacks and disappointments are unavoidable. Many people fear failure because they see it as the end of their journey, but in reality, failure is often the beginning of success. It is not failure itself that determines your future. It is how you respond to it. Those who refuse to give up after failure develop the strength, wisdom, and determination needed to achieve their greatest goals. Every successful person has faced obstacles, but they reach success because they chose to keep moving forward instead of surrendering. One of the biggest misconceptions about success is that it comes easily to successful people. When we see famous athletes, entrepreneurs, scientists, or leaders, we often notice only their achievements and overlook the years of struggle behind them. Before reaching the top, many of them experienced rejection, criticism, financial difficulties, and repeated failures. They lost competitions, failed exams, faced business losses, and heard people tell them that they would never succeed. Yet, they refused to let those failures define their future. Instead, they used every setback as a lesson that helped them improve. Failure teaches lessons that success often cannot. When everything goes well, we may not stop to examine our weaknesses or mistakes. However, failure forces us to reflect on what went wrong and how we can do better next time. It encourages us to become more patient, more disciplined, and more determined. Every mistake contains valuable knowledge if we are willing to learn from it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" successful people ask, "What can this experience teach me?" That simple change in attitude turns failure into an opportunity for growth. Imagine a child learning to walk. The child falls many times before taking steady steps. If the child gave up after the first fall, he or she would never learn to walk. Instead, the child stands up again and keeps trying until walking becomes natural. The same principle applies throughout life. Whether you are learning a new skill, preparing for an examination, starting a business, or pursuing your dreams, you will almost certainly experience setbacks. The key is to stand up every time you fall and continue moving forward. Many of history's greatest achievers experienced failure before reaching success. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times while trying to invent the electric light bulb. Instead of seeing each unsuccessful attempt as defeat, he viewed it as another step closer to the solution. He famously believed that he had not failed, but had discovered many ways that did not work. His persistence changed the world and reminds us that determination often matters more than immediate success. Similarly, countless athletes have lost important competitions before becoming champions, and many authors received repeated rejection before their books became bestsellers. Their stories prove that failure is often a stepping stone rather than a dead end. Giving up after failure means allowing one difficult moment to control your entire future. Every dream requires patience, perseverance, and resilience. There will be times when progress feels slow, when people doubt your abilities, or when you question yourself. During those moments, remember why you started. Your goals are worth fighting for, even when the journey becomes difficult. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger and prepares you for greater responsibilities in the future. Failure also builds character. It teaches humility, courage, and emotional strength. People who have faced setbacks often become more understanding and compassionate because they know what it feels like to struggle. They appreciate success more deeply because they have worked hard to achieve it. Instead of becoming discouraged, they develop confidence from knowing they can survive difficult times. This inner strength becomes one of their greatest advantages in life. Another important lesson is that failure is temporary, but giving up can become permanent. A failed exam can be retaken. A failed business can be rebuilt. A missed opportunity can lead to a better one. As long as you continue trying, there is always hope for improvement. Every new day gives you another chance to learn, grow, and move one step closer to your dreams. The only true failure is refusing to try again after being defeated. When you experience failure, do not let negative thoughts convince you that you are not capable. Believe in your potential. Seek advice from mentors, improve your skills, and continue working with determination. Every successful journey includes moments of disappointment, but those moments do not define the final outcome. What defines your future is your willingness to keep going despite the obstacles in your path. Always remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every setback is an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more resilient. The road to achievement is rarely straight. It is filled with challenges, lessons, and moments that test your courage. If you refuse to give up, every failure becomes another step toward your ultimate goal. Stay hopeful, remain determined, and never lose faith in yourself. Your greatest success may be waiting just beyond the obstacle that tempts you to quit. Those who persevere through failure are the ones who eventually turn their dreams into reality.